and welcome back to another episode of This Square Room. My name is Jonel.
Deswayne.
And like we said, we are back. I know after last week's episode, you may not have believed us because of our track record, but like, I think we're
good. We're 2 for 2 now, so yeah.
2 for 2 after like 220
no,
plus episodes.
That's the past.
I know. But last week we had promised. Oh, sorry. But before I even get into it, last week I told you guys I was recovering from being sick. I'm still a little congested. I'm sorry. It just, I don't know. When I get sick, it lasts a long time. So, sorry about that in advance. But yeah, so we said that we would explain to them why, or just like what's been going on when we were gone. Not why, just like catch them up on our lives and whatever. So for me personally, it's a lot, and I can't even like speak about it all because it's an ongoing police matter, but like I feel like I'm just so prone to fraud. Yeah. So I know when I say police matter, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I literally had like one of the biggest acts of fraud committed against me. I don't exactly know how it happened, but someone was able to access my like online stuff.
Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm.
And then do like e-transfers out to like various
locations, I
guess themselves or whatever, right? And it's just an email. You can't really track it, especially if you like VPN and stuff. So they did several e-transfers and stuff like that of their of my real money until there was nothing left to get. And then they did mobile deposits. So, you like take, if you guys don't know what e-transfer is, if you guys are from the States, it's like a Venmo or something, right? Or like a Cash App.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So they did that until there was nothing left to transfer. They did several of those. And then they did a mobile deposit where they took a picture of a check, put that in, and then your account.
Oh my God, that happened to me.
Oh yeah, so the account will like let you take a certain amount.
Yep.
So they took quite a lot because the check, it wasn't like a $500 check. They tried like several times. I think first it was like $47,000, and then they bumped it down like $45,000. So they were able to take like tens of thousands from me of real money, and then when they put in that fake check and they take money and then it bounces,
it goes into your negatives. I understand, sister.
It left me in. I mean, I'm still dealing with it. Like it's still ongoing, but like it was rough.
Yeah.
Life was lifing. 2024 was not going my way. It's still not really going my way, but like it's getting better. Like I'm working on it, but like it's still
Oh my God! Did they ask you if it was you?
Well, the bank just asked like what happened, whatever. Yeah. But like they were actually able to tell me. I mean, listen.
Where exactly it was? Brampton. Wait, no, not a high five. That's where mine was too.
Transactions done from Brampton, Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Mine was a Western Union. That's where they would put the checks in. So even the lady I was talking to, she was like, in situations like this, that means they know somebody who works there who cleared the check for them. I'm like, I don't care who they know.
But it was a check, like one of your checks?
No, like same thing like you. They tried a higher number and then a lower, but yours was mobile. Mine, they went to the Western Union. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, they were actually able to tell me that like the operating system is different. So like I am a diehard Android fan. So like they know that every time I log into my online banking, it's an Android and I'm in a different location. This time it's from an iPhone in Brampton.
Yeah.
So, it's still ongoing because we're still looking for him and, dealing with the police and all that stuff. But like it's...
Did you, what did they do about the negative?
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure we went through the same process.
That's why I say I'm still dealing with it, because like if I don't pay that down, that's on me. The bank would not.
Don't care. Oh my! That's what broke my heart when I heard that.
The bank was like, "Oh, you're working with the cops? Okay, they'll help you with that. Like you deal with that.
We don't care.
They told me they're like, that's a civil matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is it a civil matter?
They're like, yeah, we're just gonna freeze your account until you figure it out.
it wasn't frozen, but it was like you can't do shit if it's might as well be.
Well, yeah, might as well be frozen. Yeah, because
Yeah.
remember when I started getting checks from work? That's why, because I can't even deposit it because it just erases the negative. And
You're
I
losing
still
your
don't have
money.
money.
It's
Yeah.
just going into that
Oh
was
my
happening
God,
to
it
me
was
at
so
first too.
heartbreaking. It
You
was
have
so
to like open
heartbreaking.
another bank account somewhere and like
Yeah, and then switch my direct deposit, and then when I did that, it already was like 3 months worth of paychecks that I wasn't getting. Oh God, Joe, my heart. Oh
yeah. It actually fucking sucked, dude. Or sucks. It's still going on.
yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like any little extra pinch I make got to go to
Yep.
that. Yep.
And even they were asking me like, who has your PIN? And
Yeah, they ask you
I
that,
couldn't
like,
even say my son, because then you're just gonna blame my son. Oh, maybe your son that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna play that game with you guys.
But it's like, couldn't they like, I don't know, man. Banks, they don't want to do due diligence. They just want their money.
Yeah. That's
But yeah,
unfortunate to hear.
Yeah.
Wow, you started off last week with like a.
I wasn't supposed to tell that story last week. But I'm glad, you start light because that was just it was just a lot.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks, man. Me too. What have you been going through? What's up?
So, do you remember Auntie Tammy? Yeah. She passed away not too long ago, like last year.
The name is familiar, but I don't remember actually meeting her.
I don't think you met her.
So by name, yes, but not.
Yes,
I don't think. Yeah.
So her.
Sorry about that.
Her
Sorry for your
sister
loss and
passed
to
away.
Des's family.
Arigato. I don't take anything seriously. Her sister passed away just after Christmas. And then
Auntie Tammy's
sister. So Auntie Tammy passed away last year, in Jamaica, and then her sister passed away, I believe, Niagara Falls, just after Christmas, before New Year's. And then maybe a month and a half later, my mom's youngest sister passed away, and her and my mom are like, like even when the noise too, even when they argue, it's still like
still love, of course,
exactly, so like I don't, well, for those of you who don't know, last year I wasn't talking to my mom because she brought my son somewhere where I told her not to, and it was just, I'm not having it and whatever, so I wasn't talking to her. So around Christmas time, I told her like Merry Christmas, but I'm still not talking to you. I just said it.
Didn't that happen? Like the thing where you stopped talking to your mom, I feel like it happened like this time last year, like spring.
Earlier, yeah, it was May, end of May. Yeah.
So you went all that time?
Not a word.
Not a word?
Not a word.
Des.
She would hear me talk to other people, but to her, not a word.
Life is too short.
I don't care. Tell her that. Don't tell me. That's what my grandma told me. Grandma's like, Des, anything can happen. I said, so why are you talking to me and not your daughter?
I get it, but like to go that long.
I would have went longer.
So the reason you...
So Christmas time, the family went to my mom's for Christmas, and like I tell everybody, I'm not going to disrespect her in her own house. So it was, hi, blah, blah, blah. And then she started running joke, and I'm standing there like, so then her sister passed. So before her sister passed away, I go to work one day because we knew she was sick. So I go to work one day, and my mom, we work same place, and I go upstairs. I actually went to go look for this girl, low key.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. I went to go look for this girl, and I see my mom, and she's just. So I'm like, I have to go.
She was
now.
having like a panic attack?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like, it has to do with Auntie. And I'm not going to ask you what's wrong because I'm not an idiot. So she, like, her phone is just on the desk. She didn't say a word. She's just hyperventilating. So I pick up her phone, and there's a doctor lady she talks to that I know takes care of my aunt. So I just press call. I call the lady. I'm like, hi, how are you? I'm her son. She's a little bit in a mood, like, what happened? And she's like, oh, your aunt's not doing so well, blah, blah. We're doing the best we can. I'm like, of course you are. I have no doubt of that. But I said, when you say not so well, like, what do you mean? Like, out of 10, like 5 out of 10. She's like 3. I was like, oh, She's like, yeah, like maybe any moment. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. I just wanted to know. So I go, I put the phone down, I give my mom a hug. My mom is now bawling.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel bad.
So, okay, that happened. That was the Saturday. So my mom finishes work at 6 p.m., something like that. And I'm just starting work. So we work opposite shifts. So when I'm finishing in the morning, she's starting. So in the morning, I see her. No, I lied. In the morning around like 4:35 a.m., I get a text. Auntie's gone.
From her?
From my mom. Yeah. Auntie's gone. So I see the text. I'm like, oh boy. Okay. My mom's going to go through it now because she's actually gone. So then I see my mom in the morning and I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And she's just like, Des, I have to, which I understand.
Just have to do something.
Distract yourself.
And sit there. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, as soon as she saw me bawling, I'm like, just go home. Like, take a half day, something. Just whatever. So she ended up staying at work just to kind of distract herself, which obviously didn't work because everyone's still messaging you because everyone's getting the news now. She has 2 sisters and technically 3 brothers, but she only considers 2 brothers.
Okay.
And out of the 2 sisters, the one that passed, the other one, they don't get along very well, which is, I'll get to that. So obviously I call my grandma in the morning and I was fine. Like I knew it was coming, so it wasn't like oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So I call grandma.
It wasn't a shock.
Yeah, I call grandma and I'm talking to her. She's not crying. She doesn't sound like she was crying. We're just talking and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I gotta get off the phone because I'm gonna start bawling. Because I know grandma's not crying because she's trying to be strong for everybody. Because she knows once she starts crying, it's over for everybody. So I'm like, I got to get off the phone with her. So I get off the phone with her and I'm sitting on the stairs in my house. And I'm like, okay, I got to tell my cousin Travis. Because Travis and my aunt were really close and always joking and stuff. And it's like 6 a.m, 7 a.m. And I'm like, I know he's sleeping if I don't do it now. And I'm trying to prep myself to do it. And I'm like,
oh God, imagine like waking up to that text. Jeez.
So I call him and I'm just like, cuz, well, I'll go on. We're laughing.
I'm going to ease him into it.
I'm easing myself into it. Ease him. I'm easing myself. And as we're laughing and talking, and he's just like, oh, what are you doing for the day? I'm just like, yeah, Auntie passed away. And no, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do anything. And he's like, wait. What did you just say? And I was like, Travis, don't let me repeat it. And he started bawling. And now I'm sitting there bawling because he's bawling. And he can't believe it. I'm like, Travis, I can't talk. Just call grandma. Grandma's been waiting to hear from you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, Des, how am I going to call grandma? I can't call grandma. Oh, my God. And he's just bawling. And I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. So we get off the phone and then I go in the room and I'm sitting there. I can't sleep. And girlfriend's there and she's like, are you okay? Obviously you're not, but you're Des. So I know you're going to say you're okay, even though you're not, if you need anything, blah, blah. She was super supportive and stuff. She kind of left me alone a bit because she knows I'm not going to outright bawl Robitussin and stuff like that. So now,
I don't know. My headphones they just fell off of my head.
So then obviously now comes the funeral preparations, which I know is all going to be my mom. So now I have to have my mom deal with that because that's a lot. It's like exactly.
You're mourning, but you got to keep.
And you keep reminding, and it's in your face. You got to pick pictures. You got to pick this, that, the outfit, all of that. So all of that, her and I, she decided, but she would be like, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Mm-hmm. So I have to be involved, message her, hey, mom, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So last year, I was telling somebody recently, like, I really and truly haven't forgiven her for last year for that. I haven't let it go, but I put it aside because of everything that's going on. And I think she thinks I let it go. And I didn't. So then now the funeral's coming up, obviously in Jamaica. My aunt has one son. It's just her and her son, and he should be about 24, 25. So we know he was going to have a tough time as well. and recently he's been sick recently. I just found that out not too long ago. So right before she passed, maybe a couple weeks before she passed, she said one day she was going to the bathroom and they both woke up to go to the bathroom. So she went to the bathroom first. He said he'll go piss outside Jamaica. And she said she hears boodoo bop bop. So she jumps up off the toilet, run, and he's on the ground, seasoned, foaming at the mouth. And she's like, what do you do? It's like 4 a.m. Nobody's like, she just started screaming. The neighbors came over. They put him on the bed, blah, blah, blah. Next day, brought him to the doctors, ran all these tests. Nothing. Yep. So they put him on the bed. He came back to whatever, and the doctors, they didn't know what happened, whatever. So that happened right before she passed. So he's also sick. So what's going on here? So now is the trip to Jamaica. Everybody has to go respectfully. That in itself was an adventure. My mom called me one day. I can't do this. Talk to your brother because I'm not doing this. The middle one.
Okay.
He hasn't been working. And so his financials aren't financially.
Right. Like how long?
Like over a year.
Oh.
Like he's had an odd job for like a couple weeks or months.
Right.
But that's it. So he told her that they were going for a certain amount of time. So me and girlfriend are going for 7 days because she started placement. My mom and everybody else was going for about 11 days because she has to deal with paperwork and everything else. Mm-hmm. So, okay, fine. He decided, I don't want to go for 11 days. Okay. So I'm not going. So my mom's like, we're going for 11 days. It's not that serious. You're not paying for your flight. You're not paying for anything. Mm-hmm. You're not paying for your hotel. You're not paying for food. My mom's even offering to buy him new clothes and all that stuff. And he's just being very difficult about everything. Mm-hmm. So my mom...
Did he say why?
So I spoke to my mom, and then I spoke to him, and then I spoke back to my mom. So when I spoke to my mom and she told me everything, I said, okay. Because she's like, Des, I'm going to cancel his ticket. I don't care no more. I said, don't do that, because now you're picking the fight. He didn't say to cancel his ticket.
Did he say he doesn't want to go?
He wants to go for less days.
Oh.
That's what he said.
Okay.
So
some tickets that you actually can't like change.
And that's what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, if it comes down to the fact that, I can't change it, I'm just going to cancel it. And I'll lose the money. I don't care, but I don't want the headache. Which at that point, of course, you're dealing with a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. This is the last thing. Mm-hmm. So I call him and I'm talking to him about it. And I'm just like, what's going on? And he's explaining, I got stuff to do and this and that. I said, okay, I understand you have stuff to do because you're your own person. But you have to understand, when you say you have stuff to do and you don't work and you have no source of income, we can't take that seriously. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But for you to say you have stuff to do and it's not income, it sounds crazy.
Did you want me to bleep that?
Please. Please. Like if they know the middle one, they know. But yeah. So we spoke about it and he was like, of course I want to go support her, blah, 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 whatever. So I called my mom back and I'm like, hey mom, okay, here's the situation. The situation is it sounds crazy, but just listen to what I'm saying. As a guy, as someone who feels like they're a man, whether you're a man or not, other people paying for you at a certain point, you feel like you're worthless. So I said, even though you're offering to pay for this, and he's saying no to all of that, it's simply because he feels like, what am I good for, And then the possibility of you throwing it back in his face later on, I'd rather just not take anything from you. And we spoke about it. So I'm like, he's going to go. He agreed to go. He agreed to, not cause problems, blah, blah, blah. He sent her 4 voice notes. Oh, you called Des? You can't even talk to me about it? Blah, 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 blah. I bet you. She didn't listen to not one voice. She forwarded them to me, and I listened to them, and I died. I sent them to about 3 friends. We died. We diagnosed it. Died.
Not deceived.
Because he's talking about, I'm this years old. I should be able to decide, blah, blah. If you don't go clean your nasty ass room and shut up, Please. So it already
He's
started
probably
off.
just like going through something like personally, and like was he close with this aunt as well?
We all were in a sense.
Right, so it's like his way of like mourning, and then he doesn't feel like he can, contribute or do what he wants to do.
I think it's more so the contribute.
When you feel powerless, sometimes you like lash out.
That's what I was telling my mom, so she kind of let it go and stuff. And he was like, you know what? I'll go, and but don't talk to me when I get there. I'm gonna do my thing. You do your thing, please. If you don't shut up. So that's problem number one, right off the bat. Before we went to Jamaica, it was very trying because nobody likes to listen to me. So I was like,
what does that mean?
Because I'm like, let's stay all inclusive. You don't have to worry about food. You don't have to worry about alcohol.
Like that.
Like, just do that. Oh, but it's so expensive. I hear you. It's expensive now, but when we get down there, it's gonna be better. Blah 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 blah.
I also don't you feel like is it weird to do all inclusive for a funeral?
God no, it's not weird at all.
It's like you're mourning and the people like at the pool like let's do like water aerobics.
Woo! And then go mourn.
You got like drunk people.
No problem.
Do a shot.
No, one for Auntie.
Pour one out. Yeah.
So we didn't end up staying. My mom got a like condo kind of thing, like a 3-bedroom.
Okay.
Oh no, it was 2-bedroom.
Like an apartment Airbnb type of. Okay.
So she had somebody down there, so she paid for that fully herself. Me and girlfriend stayed in one room. My son and my youngest brother stayed in one, and the middle one stayed in the living room mostly. For the most part, that was fine. The celebration of life, they call a 9-night.
Okay.
So we had that one night, and that was a lot of fun. There's a lot of family who I don't see ever, and I'm not mad about it, but they're just like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since you were 2. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm more, I guess because a part of me feels like because I'm from there, I'm a lot more receptive to them than my brothers are.
Okay, gotcha.
They're just in the room, like in my grandma's room, kind of like, we don't know these people. We're not going out there. And I'm like, I'll go out there. They seem to know me. So that was okay. It was nice I would love to get to see the whole family together in a positive setting. Mm-hmm. But that was okay.
It's unfortunate that like things like this is what brings people together.
Yeah, exactly. So my aunt, so that night my grandma cried, the celebration of life night. I go to the house to go check on my brothers and stuff, and one of my grandma's best friends are like, Des, go to your grandma. Like, she's not coming out the bathroom. She's not coming out. I'm like, okay, like, you guys can't get out the bathroom? Like, I'm so confused. So I go, Grandma, are you using the bathroom? No. Okay, I'm coming. And I open the door. Grandma, come, let's go for a walk. There's no point in staying in the bathroom. So we go for a walk. Grandma's crying, and I'm just hugging her and walking. And I'm just making jokes about nothing, about how weird these people are and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So her my mom's other sister, so grandma's other daughter, sees us like in the corner hugging and stuff, and I'm talking to grandma, and she comes over and she's just like, Mommy, what's wrong? And I'm staring at her just like you're staring at me. And grandma's just like, nothing. She's like, hush, Mommy, hush, and then walks away. Grandma's like, that dirty wretch. And I'm like, oh. So Grandma. At that point, Grandma has been in Jamaica for 4 days. And she's like, Des, they live like their neighbors call it. Mm-hmm. Des, that was the first she said. Not even a cup of water she has come. She hasn't even come to me and said, hi, Mama, nice to see you again. Only because you're over here hugging me up and her friends are over there. She's trying to look good for her friends to say, she came over here and blah, blah, blah. I was like, ooh, yikes. So me and Grandma are walking back. I see my mom. Grandma's okay. Yeah. Me and my mom are talking. And I'm like, oh, where's Auntie so-and-so? So she's about to walk me to Auntie so-and-so. My aunt said something. My mom, Des, I lost my only sister.
Your mom said that?
Mm-hmm. I said, oh, sorry to hear that. And that made me feel bad because is that really how much you guys have animosity towards each other, that this is still like I don't know this person. She's a stranger. But based off of that sister's attitude, I can understand. Because I heard her say some shit that is not my place to you know? But I heard it. So I understand why they feel the way they feel. The day of the funeral, I almost died. Like, I kid you not.
What happened?
It's a little embarrassing. I was eating chicken.
It was choked on a chicken bone. Done. Move on. Move on. Move on.
Joe.
Move on.
This thing.
Des, because if there's any way that you would go out.
No, when I say like out, I mean like I had to mentally keep telling myself, breathe through your nose, breathe through your nose. Because the thing was lodged from side, like.
Why do you eat the bone?
I don't know, okay? And the thing is, before I bit into this bone, I told myself, I'm not going to do it. And I did it.
You did it anyway.
And I'm walking outside, and I'm chewing, and I'm trying to swallow.
And you're walking, so you're like moving up, your body's like jolting. And
oh my God. So I go to the side of the house, and girlfriend's like, what's wrong? I'm like, and she's like, you have something stuck in your... So she's like, oh my God, okay, let me...
sound effects.
And I had no water, no nothing. So I go to the side of the house, and I'm yakking. I'm throwing up. Because you know when something's stuck in your throat, you naturally start to like... So I'm throwing up. And then, like, as I'm throwing up, water's coming out my eyes. At this point, I'm trying to stick my hand down my throat to pull it out. Like, I'm doing whatever I can. But tears are running down. Snot is coming. Like, I'm just a mess. My cousin, whose mom passed away, comes outside at that moment. And he sees me leaned over. I look up, water in my eyes. Cuz, it's all right. It's all right.
He thinks you're mourning.
Yeah. And I'm like...
Meanwhile, you're mourning your own life.
Yeah. And I'm pointing to my throat, and he's like, oh, drink some beer. Beer will wash it down. I listen to him. What do? Throw up the beer like no tomorrow. This thing is still lodged in my throat.
So it was lodged in such a way that, like, a little air could pass through. Because you're
barely.
Still... I mean, how you drinking beer...
That's what I'm saying. Like, as it's going down, it's coming right back up because it's not really going down. So I had that in my throat for about 45 minutes to an hour. I gave up. I honestly gave up.
Wait.
Yes, you can ask girlfriend. We went for a walk to go because my uncle was like, oh, if you go to the edge of the street, turn left, you can look over. The water is beautiful. You know, I'm sure she would love to see it. We walked over there.
With the bone in your throat? With the bone
in my throat. I was over there trying to throw up, trying to grab it out my throat. Everything I could do, nothing. I slowly walked back with her. We saw my
How
aunt.
big was his fucking bone?
I think it was more so sharp because it was like so I ended up getting some bread and trying to swallow the bread, and the bread was pushing it down, so it was scraping my throat the whole way down.
Just get to the point and save the details.
Okay. So I almost died.
God,
I almost died. The funeral itself wasn't too bad.
Wait, did you explain how it got out?
The bread.
Oh, that's...
I think. But because my throat was in so much pain, I couldn't tell if it was there or not. But I was still
it's probably still in there.
It just blended
in.
in.
Become one with the bone. And let me guess, it wasn't the last time you ate a chicken
no
bone?
God no. I did the next day.
Surprised it wasn't same day, to be honest.
I didn't eat again for the day. That's why I was so scared. I was traumatized.
Not scared enough
really.
When you woke up the next morning and your stomach was rumbling.
Yeah, girlfriend was pissed. Like, you're gonna do it again? Seriously? Whatever happens.
But Des, like, it's okay. Like, if you're still hungry when you eat a piece of chicken, get another piece.
I think at this point it's just habit. It's just habit.
Like, I understand,
a nice crunch.
Your ancestors needed... No. Hear me out. I understand that your ancestor just did this, but that's when food was scarce.
But I don't even know why I started doing that, to be honest. As a kid... I hate you. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah. Because I remember I used to crack it open as a kid. And, like, you know how the bone, like, the blood on the inside is obviously, like...
gross.
Cooked and stuff now. It's not, like, flowy.
It's still gross.
Yeah, I would, like... Anyways, that's not the point.
It actually is the point, because you should like learn from the past and like stop. Like,
I won't.
if say it's the last piece of chicken and it was so good and you're still a little hungry, guess what? Order more, buy more, eat something else.
No,
you
I
don't
completely
need the
understand.
bones.
I understand.
Like, there's alternatives. You're not in a situation where you're struggling so bad that you need
Never.
every little thing that you
Bone.
can get. Not the bones, Des.
I don't know. I can't.
Not the bones.
Like, sometimes I don't realize and I won't do it. But like, if it crosses my mind, I'm like, oh, and I just bite.
So next time when it crosses your mind, don't.
I tried. It didn't work out well. So
Rest in peace, Auntie.
yes.
She's probably the one who saved your life that day.
Probably, to be honest.
Her spirit was like, no, the family can't take a next one.
While we were down there, I was supposed to see my sister, and I said supposed to because I didn't.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I guess everything was just too busy.
It wasn't too busy. So where she lives is like, let's say, a little bit further than Barrie to where we live. So
okay. I get that you want to make it like understandable
shit.
for me.
Oh, God, yeah.
But
for
like
them.
most of our audience.
Okay, so
what
it's
you're
about
talking about.
a straight drive is about
Like
a
an
2
hour?
2 hours.
Barry's not 2 hours. So
No, I was going to say Barrie, and then I was going to try to think what's further than Barrie, and I couldn't. So I just stopped at Barrie. And then I was going to say like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Okay, so just say that.
Okay. So it was about an hour and a half.
You're using
2 hour
Barry,
drive.
and that's not even
You're right.
correct.
It's not. It's not. I knew it wasn't when I said it, but I just needed a name at that point. So it's about a 2 hour drive, and she doesn't drive. So she's going to have to take a cab. And, you know, cabs down there don't run like cabs up here. Or she's going to have to take a bus, which those buses, you don't just, hey, I'm getting on the bus. You have to like order a seat kind of thing. And you have to go at a certain time and whatever, all that good stuff. So she was telling me, Des, I've never gone that far without getting a ride from somebody who I know. So I'm not really sure X, Y, and Z, which for me, that makes sense. All right. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call our father and he's going to figure it out.
Is he down?
No, he's not. But you know people down here. Because where she is where he's from.
Okay.
So you know people in that area that must be able to get her to where we want her.
Where's he from? St. Anne?
No, I don't remember. But no, I would be closer to St. Anne than him. Because I was born in St. Anne Hospital. Yeah. That's weird that you know.
My father's from St. Anne.
Yeah, the dirty drunkard.
All of them.
I understand.
All uno.
So I called my dad and I'm like, hey, I need a favor from you. And that's exactly how it started. Hey, I need a favor from you. He's like, okay, I need you to get her from here to here. Oh, that's easy. She can just, I said, I don't care how easy it is. I need you to get her a ride from here to here. He's like, okay, we have a cousin named so-and-so and he drives the bus. So I tried to link him a couple months ago and the number didn't work. I don't know if it's a new number, but I'll give you Auntie this is number and Uncle this is number and you can call them and see. No problem. No problem. So I call his dad, who he grew up thinking that was his uncle, but that's his dad. So I call his dad. Hey, Des, how's it going? I said, first of all, how do you even know it's me? Oh, of course I know it's you. That's weird because you guys haven't seen or heard from me since I was like 11. So that's crazy in itself. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, oh, do you know so-and-so's number? And he's like, you know what? I don't. But Auntie so-and-so will know. Perfect. Call Auntie so-and-so. Oh, my God. Cool. Amazing. Can you look it up or not? So gives me the number. Great. Get the number. Call the guy. Talking to the guy about it. He's like, I have a bus that's leaving tomorrow at 10 a.m. I already know that's not going to work for her because she has her hair appointment at 9 a.m. and she says she'll be done around 11:30, 12.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, do you run the bus route again? No. You only do one bus route per day? What kind of bus driver are you? That doesn't, anyways, whatever. So what pissed me off was he made a comment and he was like, because we tried this for like 2 days and I just said, okay, forget it. And he was just like, I know you're not from Jamaica, but she can trick you, but she can't trick me. Because if it was a man she was supposed to go see, she would have got on the bus and go see the man already and did it.
Wait, who said this?
Cousin so-and-so.
Oh.
So I said, goodbye. And I hung up the phone. I understand what you're trying to say, but you don't know her from nobody. So there's no need for you to try and disrespect her to say that if it was for a man, you don't know her.
Yeah, but people love to run their mouth.
I know. And when I told her, she was pissed, but it sounds like something that our family would say. Now, day of funeral, who do I see? Auntie so-and-so, uncle so-and-so, and another auntie. Where does the two aunties live? Right down the street from the girl. So why couldn't you guys just bring her when you're...
Did you ask them that? No, you didn't.
Oh, we don't know her like that. At the end of the day, that's your niece. Your whatless brother. Yo, I was so livid. Livid. Ever since that day, who messages me every day?
Your dad?
Good morning. How are you and the family? Good morning. You see the basketball game last night? Good morning. How's everybody doing? Oh, I hear you're sick. Sorry to hear. Drink some this. Meanwhile, I'm talking to my sisters and they're telling me, oh, yeah, I messaged him and I haven't heard anything back. And I want to cuss him.
You know what's interesting? Sorry to divert, but when I went through everything when I had all the banks calling me and I found everything out, I was like, shit, what am I going to do? I hit like an emotional rock bottom, and I messaged my brother and I was like, what's dad's phone number?
Jesus Christ.
And if you as an audience know, but you Des know, like I haven't spoken to my dad in like 14 years. Like I was a child.
Yeah.
Last time I spoke to him. So I called. I had a number for him, but like again, it's been so long I didn't know if that was still his number. But I guess, older people don't really change their number like that. So my brother confirms that the number that
is the same number.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, thank you. And then I don't know, maybe like an hour or so went by and I finally called. He says that he knew it was me immediately. I'm like, either my brother tipped me off, because you haven't heard my voice. You haven't heard my adult voice.
Come on, please.
And then also caller ID. He was like, oh, of course I know it's you. Told him the situation. And I was like, I need your help. I need two things from you. One, can you like hook me up with somebody, a police friend or someone? Yeah. And two, do you have any money?
Yeah.
And the answer to both were no.
Of course.
He gave me a whole thing where, like, as far as the money, he was like, like, he just doesn't have it right now, da-da-da-da. And, like, he did give me advice as far as what to do. But he was like, you have to go to, like, someone in, like, your jurisdiction, even though it's, like, an online thing. And I was like, okay, whatever. Thank you.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, it was like a thanks for nothing. And then he goes... he was just saying that, like, he goes, oh, well, so now that I have your number, because he didn't have mine. So he goes, now that I have your number, is it okay if I call you from time to time? And I kind of froze because I'm just like...
I'd rather you not.
Yeah, but I'm like, I can't just ask you for... And that's the thing, is like, it felt weird, but I'm also just like, after every fucking thing you put me through, I
shouldn't even have to ask.
I don't really feel bad asking you for help, like, So I was like, sure. And he was like, okay, like, take care. He's like, update me on what goes on. And I was like, all right. And
haven't heard from him since.
No.
Sounds about right. See, you didn't have to tell me.
It's been like a little over 2 months.
Yeah.
Not that I like expect, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know what to expect because I'm like, from time to time. Like,
like when is time to time?
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, I was talking to the same sister yesterday. We spoke for a bit and I was telling her, like, ever since then he keeps messaging me, blah, 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 blah. And I summed it up to the fact that he's afraid of me. I think me and my mom might be the only two people in his life that tell him stuff straight. And that's the issue.
Maybe.
Because I don't understand why you keep messaging me when you know me. And I ignore. When I say ignore, like, you're talking to yourself at this point. I don't understand.
I think it's his own, like, guilty conscience. Like, he feels like that's what he's supposed to do.
I didn't tell you my mom brought him to my house.
Last year?
Was it last year? It was this year. Early this year?
No.
That my mom brought him to my
I didn't see you or talk to you, or I couldn't get a hold of you earlier this year. What are you talking about? I just got hold of you last week so we could record.
You're right.
What are you literally talking about right now?
He was at my front door. Like, in my front doorsteps.
For what?
So, he was passing through Canada again, and my mom, me, my son, girlfriend, were sitting at the table. Baby wasn't there. No, baby wasn't there. We're sitting at the table, and my mom calls my son. He has the phone on speaker because we're eating. Hi, Grandma. Hey, where are you? At home. Okay, at your dad's? Yeah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Grandpa's here. We're going to stop by.
Who's Grandpa?
As soon as she says that, he looks up at me like, and I'm sitting there. I know you're looking at me, but I'm not gonna. She's not talking to me. She's talking to you. So he's like, okay. And she's like, okay, we'll be there in like 15, 20 minutes. Okay. He hangs up the phone. Nobody's eating. Everybody's looking at me. I'm eating same ways. I'm like, she's talking to you. Go outside. Go meet
this
him.
Chicken bone's real good.
Gets a call back. Hey, where's your dad? Right here. Let me talk to him. Mother. Hey, I have a pair of Bluetooth headphones. Do you think you can connect it to a phone for me? Pardon? Do you think you can connect a pair of Bluetooth headphones for me? Sure. Okay. I'm outside. You told the man 15, 20 minutes. That was like 3. So I'm like, you better go meet them outside. So I call both sisters, but only one answered. And I'm on video call. I'm like, you guys are going to witness this with me. So girlfriend's excited. Oh, I get to meet your dad. We go downstairs.
Not her being excited.
Excited.
In this moment.
Excited.
I mean, I kind of get it, but it's also like, he's not the type of man you want to be excited for,
So son goes
she got to
first.
be there right beside you giving him the stank eye.
Thank you. So son goes first, and then she goes, and I stroll along. By the time I get to the stairs, they're already downstairs to open the front door. By the time I get down 1 or 2 steps, I hear the door close. Everybody's inside at the front door standing there.
Oh. Inside.
And I heard my son go, And my mom's just like, move.
Oh, they just walked in. They weren't invited in. Well, at least he's not a vampire.
I was so mad. So I took the headphones, connected them. Here you go. Now they're
Who were the headphones for?
Him. And I'm like, I know my mom knows how to connect Bluetooth. I know that. You can't tell me you don't know how to connect no damn Bluetooth. And I know you guys didn't try because the box wasn't even tampered with. So you didn't even try. You just wanted an excuse. And I understand that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm on the phone still with my sister. Kiki. My mom's like, who you talking to? I'm like, you know who I'm talking to. Oh, by the way, your daughter says hi. Oh, my princess. Hello, sweetness. And she's in my ear, and I'm dying because she's cussing. Who is he chatting to? No, could it be? And I'm cracking up. But I have the camera fit, and she's smiling and waving at the same time, but she's talking mad shit. It was a great experience. But he was in my house. I don't like that.
Did he say anything to you?
He shook my hand. Kaden! Oh, here. Gave me the headphones, shook my hand.
What does your son feel about it?
He doesn't care. Because I've always told him, I have my issues with him, but that doesn't mean you need to have issues with him. I've never been like, don't talk to your grandfather or don't this. If your grandfather calls, talk to him. If you want to talk to him, if you don't, don't.
How is his relationship with him? Does your father reach out?
Oh, God, that's the only...
To Kaden?
Oh, I send some money for Kaden. Oh, I send money for Kaden. Oh, I send money for Kaden. Your daughter asked you for money. You told her you don't have money, but you're at my front door giving Kaden $150 US. Go give your pitney some... Yo.
Interesting.
Jesus, take the wheel. But I do think it's a soft spot he has for my mom.
Probably, but also, why does your mom keep doing that?
Because my mom is friends with him. They're friends.
No, but keep bringing him unsolicited.
Because she thinks that this is the push I need to mend that relationship.
I understand the intention behind it, but she saw what happened the first time.
Because she doesn't get it.
And the fact that...
I told you, she doesn't get it.
Have you articulated... I'm sure you probably
100%.
said... You have articulated it.
And she's unapologetic.
I know she means well. Of course.
What she means.
But the path to hell is paved with good intentions,
She could mean well, swell, all of the above. Damp, it doesn't matter. Well, water. Damp.
Des, I'm sorry for your loss and I'm sorry for your ambush, but we're going to end the episode there because I don't know what that was.
Well, she means well, water.
It didn't mean say it again. It just meant...
Say it some more.
And say it some more 2 times or whatever the hell it was. Twice? Say it some more 2.
No, I had quite a few. Because back when I used to tweet, it was say it again. No, it was say it twice.
Yeah.
And then it was say it twice too. And then it was say it some more.
What you have to say back then?
That was when I was, because I never had Twitter. I always have these things after everybody. And
you had Twitter when it was like...
Yeah, but that's after everybody already had Twitter.
Twitter's still pretty big depending on who you are and what you do.
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out what my username was going to be because I use Desi for a lot of things. I was like, let me use something different, but I'm not creative. And I was watching Madagascar 2. Whatever. I was watching Madagascar. It was number 2. And Moto came and he was trying to seduce Gloria. And he's like, my name's Moto. Name so nice, you got to say it twice. And I was like, oh, say it twice. Swear to God, that's how it came up. That was it.
So you named yourself after a hippo?
After a hippo. Moto.
And he didn't make that up. Because with the food, couscous, you used to say it's so nice. You got to say it
Actually?
twice. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's the only time I've ever heard it.
Okay. Well, you guys have officially more or less been caught up with some of the goings on that we've been going through.
Quite a few things.
I know this week was a little more serious, a little more heavy. Don't worry, we'll be back with our normal foolishness next week. Des, you want to let them know where they can find you?
They can find me on probably only Instagram at DesiD18.
Or possibly in the hospital with a chicken bone lodged in his throat.
No, fact. It was traumatizing.
You guys can find me at Jonel Wilson on Instagram and Jonel.Wilson on TikTok. And of course, This Square Room on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of the above. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you with another episode next Tuesday.